Okay, here we are. We're finally live. Welcome to the Under Hood Show. Hey, everybody, sorry we're late. We had little technical difficulties. Password reset. And guess what then happens is we get locked out. And we got locked out of there, but oh well, we're back, right?
We're here. Here we are.
Okay, so anyway, hey, it's a call-in show, 316-462-3673. Sorry for the delay there, but you get locked out of your deal. It's kind of crazy, but we did. So let's get the phones ringing, 316-462-3673, and we'll take your calls and everything else too. So we'll love to hear from you on anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, anything in the new world, anything in racing, anything in new products and new Fords, whatever. We'd love to hear from you. 316-462-3673. And Nick, can you tell everybody what they get for calling in each and every show, each and every caller?
Absolutely. So you call in, get on the show, you get the works package, Motorcraft oil and filter products. You get a BG package, MOA 44K. You get $10 in Ford Pass points. You get $10 in Mel's Diner so that you can get something to eat and drink while you're here. And don't forget, we're going to do that multi-point inspection on your vehicle to make sure that you and your family is safe for that next round of driving between service intervals.
All right, sounds good. 316-462-3673. Yes, Mr. Furman's, we got locked out of our computer. Not my office, we got locked out of the computer. Love these things, the automatic updates and automatic password updates. That's crazy.
Technology is great until it doesn't work.
Exactly. So anyway, Nick, let's update everybody where MH Racing is at this weekend, and some exciting stuff. Give everybody kind of the tour, but we're in Topeka, right?
We are in Topeka, Kansas, at the Stormont Vale Event Center in Topeka, Kansas. It is round one of the General Tire Arena Cross Outlaw Series. Mel Hambelton Racing and Hoosier Tire Great Plains. We are there, set up in the pits, front row, taking care of all the racers with their Hoosier tires, their VP and Sunoco race fuel. We've got Traxxas RC there, which has been a big hit. And of course, all of our other accessories, Flow Vision goggles,
Sorry.
Tear offs, everything that those guys need. So I was up there all day yesterday. Yesterday was round one. Round two is today. There's about 120 riders in the pits. They they practiced all morning. They started heat racing about 1 o'clock, and it's
tell everybody what arena cross is. It's motorcycle riding, but what's the difference between arena cross, motocross?
Okay, so motocross is your outdoor series. Your bigger tracks, your bigger jumps. And then supercross is your a lot of your top of the line pro riders. They're going to run in like NFL type stadium situations. They're going to have a bigger track, big jumps as well. Arena cross is going to be in a smaller arena. It's going to be a much tighter track. The jumps are a lot closer together. And just talking to the riders yesterday about the different types of racing that they do, the arena cross seems to be about the most technical because the racetracks are always the tightest, and there just has the lowest margin for error. And let me tell you, like the whoop section that they built at this track, watching the whoop section, I know what you meant. And just trying to, watch these guys try to figure it out, getting on the track for the first time, just trying to time it right. I mean, it was just really cool to watch.
Okay, so now where can people go watch this? Because they can go to Topeka and get in, right?
Yep,
where are they racing at in Topeka?
Stormont Vale Event Center. It's right there in the center of Topeka. You can go there, buy tickets, go watch it live. It's going to be televised on January 8th on Fox Sports 1. They were there last night filming the whole thing.
So it's not live.
Pit report. It's not live. It's going to be this event's going to be televised January 8th. Okay. And if you want to wait on February the 28th, the General Tire Arena Cross Series will be coming here to Wichita. They will be at the Hartman Arena, and Mel Hambelton Ford will be the title sponsor for that event.
Super. So anyway, just more things we're branching out with Mel Hambelton Racing and the Hoosier Tires from that part. So very cool. And so what time do they race today? Do you know?
So the heat race in the afternoon, they start about 1 o'clock and they run all the heat races for like all of the amateur classes. And then the main event, the big show where the spectators and stuff comes in, that starts about 6:30. They do, a big pre-race ceremony and introduce some of the big star riders that are there, and then they start racing pros.
Yeah. So in James Firma, you drive all the way back from Topeka last night, Nick?
I did. Yeah, I got home. I left after the first round. I was there from about 10:30 in the morning, and I left about 9 o'clock and pulled in my driveway about 11.
So it's about a 2-hour trip.
Yeah,
so
2-hour trip. It's not a bad trip at all.
Yeah, just jump on the turnpike.
Yeah,
put the pedal to the metal, right?
That's it. Hammer down.
So if everybody wants to go watch that or whatever, but then again, we'll be airing it. And let's go through there's 8 races, right?
There's 8 events. This weekend, obviously, the first round is in Topeka, Kansas. Next weekend, our team will be traveling to the second round, which is in DuQuoin, Illinois, over east of St. Louis there. And then they have a few weeks off. We're going to have a race in Farmington, Missouri in December. We go to Lincoln, Nebraska, Kansas City, Wichita, and the final round is in the end of February or the first part of March in Memphis, Tennessee.
And we're going to be at all those.
We are going to be at all 8 events.
We're going to be there mounting up the Hoosier tires and selling Hoosier tires and all those events and stuff too. So lots of fun, a lot of exciting things. So no matter what kind of racing you're involved with, Mel Hambelton Racing can take care of your needs from dirt to drag, motorcycle, and Traxxas. Let's flip gears to Traxxas. Isn't there something new and cool that just hit the showroom floor?
Yeah, the new TR1, I believe it is called. It's we've got some floor models in. We've got some cars ready to sell. I believe we cannot sell them until the 9th. That is the official release date for the car, but we do have a demo model here. You can come in and check it out. It's a big vehicle.
It is big.
It is big.
Almost a little kid could ride on it.
Yeah, I could definitely probably use it as a skateboard. Yeah.
And then I come around there yesterday, and they've got the little bitty guys.
Yeah, the little Traxxas, for the kids.
For the kids and stuff too. So Traxxas line's got everybody covered now with any kind of a remote control car you'd like to have or whatever.
Yeah, whatever you're into, whatever your budget is, we've got it covered over there. Come check it out. We've got a ton of inventory, a ton of cars, a ton of spare parts, whatever you need. It's your one-stop shop for RC.
Okay, Mel Hambelton Ford Racing. Come see us with that stuff and everything else too. So anyway, we got Arena Cross covered. Black Friday's coming, Nick.
Man, it's going to be here in a minute.
No one does Black Friday like we do.
No.
10 cars, again, we're same thing. 10 cars under $1,000. So 99, 199, 299, all the way to $999. And I'm telling you, this year, Nick, I just finalized the text when we were getting on the show here. The 10th car, we've got all 10 now already. This is the first time ever we've been this early in the year to have 10 cars ready to go. They're not ready yet, but we haven't picked, and they passed the inspection and ready to go through here. So, and then, of course, there's all kinds of cash. There's all kinds of prizes. And we got some other things up our sleeve for this year. Normally, we used to have, without these inventory levels where they're at, we used to be able to have a bunch of fleet of our rental cars come out at one time and have them really great priced. It used to be Escapes and Fusions. And we just haven't been able to do that because we haven't been able to get anything in our rental inventory. So we've got some other things up our sleeves. That's going to be called the Corral. That's all I can tell you right now, the Corral.
It's going to be awesome. So stay tuned.
All you got to do is be in line by 7 a.m. and get a number, and we're going to draw those numbers out of there. And then even after the last 10, there's going to be some more drawings and stuff for those numbers, so you don't want to miss it. Black Friday right out here at Mel Hambelton Ford, and it's always going to be big fun and help and everything else too. So then we roll in next after that. We're going to be headed up to I get all these towns turned around between Omaha and Lincoln, but I think it's Lincoln for the IMCA banquet.
Yep, we'll be headed up to Lincoln for the IMCA banquet.
Yeah, and then
as you know, the 3J car won the IMCA state championship, so going to go up there, get recognized for that, and meet and greet with a lot of our customers and IMCA racers up there, and then we're going to head to Indiana for a week.
And we'll go to the Hoosier meetings and stuff, and then we're headed to PRI. So all kinds of fun, exciting things happening here at the Big Corner. And, hey, love to hear from you. Any questions, comments, anything about racing, anything about new products, anything ailing your car that you need some help with, 316-462-3673. that comes right to our front desk, and just tell the girls that answer the phone you want to get patched into the podcast. We'll patch you right in here on the phone, and you get that great price package, about over $130 for each and every caller. So chime in here and let's hear from you. I'd love to see what's happening. So
yep, exactly. So yes, I have people calling me asking me, hey Nick, aren't you glad that race season's over and these things are starting to slow down and you can have a break? And I'm like, oh man, you have no idea.
There
It
is
just
no
seems
break.
like when racing stops, it just starts getting busier. So
yeah, because I mean, all us dirt track guys, we're tearing our cars apart and
Mhm.
back and forth, and of course, it's rebuild time is what it is, and that's why it gets busier and busier. But again, now we got the arena cross going on, all that kind of stuff too. So it's just a year-round business now.
It is.
Us,
It's
so.
just we don't stop.
And thinking of racing, I'm sure you're going to have some great specials at Black Friday at racing too, aren't you?
We are. We're gonna do some specials on some stuff. We're gonna have some closeout stuff. Good closeout stuff. Garage sale type stuff. So you'll have to get out here and check it out and save some money on some stuff you need to get your hot rod going for next year.
All right. Okay. And so I don't want to miss Black Friday. And then, of course, down the road a little bit ways is going to be our open house like we do each year in February 22nd. Is that date? It's always the Saturday before the Daytona 500 to kick off the race season. That kind of kicks off NASCAR and gets them going. Speaking of NASCAR, there's a lot of drama in there, isn't there?
Oh man, I'm telling you. How about that move that Ross Chastain made? I know we're probably the last ones in the world to talk about it, but I'm all about it. I think I disagree with Kyle Larson and the statements he made. I think it was great for the sport. I mean, it's all everybody's talking about.
I'm with you. I mean, Kyle, I think what I'm going to say, my opinion, is Kyle was upset that made them lose the ownership championships.
Mhm.
What that did. Even Elliott was kind of saying the same thing there from that part, kind of down and out about that. Hey, it's racing, and you know what? I think what Ross Chastain did was great for the sport. Did he do something illegal or break a rule or anything? Absolutely not.
No.
And NASCAR came out and said it was. Everybody said, oh, they're going to change a rule and make that not happen again. Well, I'm going to tell you, that's about the only track, that in Bristol is about the only track you could try that at.
Right.
Because
you're not going to do it at Kansas Speedway.
There's no way, because you're already running in fifth gear. And that's what made that so cool, was everybody was running, the highest gear was fourth. And I mean, he did. He asked how many spots didn't they? Said 2, and you could hear that car shift in the fifth. And now the only thing I want to see his hands. I want to know because they don't have a picture of that.
I really wish I had the in-car camera pointing at him. That would have been so cool. He says he took his hands off the wheel, and he said he got about halfway around there, and then remembered the track gate there coming off of 4, and luckily he didn't nab a hinge or something and
I know,
but it just all worked. It just all worked out perfect. The timing was perfect. I mean, it couldn't have been any better.
Yeah, and when I first saw, I was watching it live, and I'll tell you, I didn't want Danny to get in there, so I'm glad he didn't get in there. In that part, as I was watching that, and all of a sudden, even the TV crews didn't know where to have the camera at, because I was watching the points, because I kept that live points going on, and he was behind, and all of a sudden, boom, he's 4 points ahead. I'm thinking, what happened? Then the cameras start going back and forth. I mean, it looked like they sped him up.
Yeah, it did. And I think everybody on the broadcast and everything, kind of like scrambled in that moment, because like they had already counted him. They had already counted him out, because there was no way, making a normal lap that he was gonna. Yeah, he was gonna do it, and then he did it. So.
Just got a note in here for Patrick Gilmore. He's up in Topeka, and he says Tyler is mounting tires already. He's a tire mounting fool.
That kid has been mounting tires since Thursday night, and he has not stopped. I was there for 10 hours yesterday, and he never stopped. So.
All right, let's get Vincent on the line here. Just hit answer. Vincent,
Oh, yes, I got a question.
Yes, go ahead.
My wife has a 2011 Ford Edge, and her washer fluid doesn't want to work. It doesn't want to shoot out.
No spray or anything? Okay.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find out why, because it doesn't have a leak or anything, and it doesn't look like the hoses are all, good. So I just don't know why it's not working.
A couple things there. So those vehicles, they have a little electric pump that pumps that washer fluid from the reservoir into the line, which runs it through the lines and through the jets and sprays it down the windshield. So that little electric pump could be out. The other thing may be that the line is simply clogged. So it's probably, it's probably a simple fix, that system. There's not a whole lot to it mechanically, just, a few, just an electric pump and some lines and a couple of jets on the hood. So,
yeah, I think what I would do is have someone under the hood there by the washer jug and have someone inside the car and push the button, see if you hear the motor run. The motor's running.
We can hear the motor run.
Okay.
It just doesn't shoot.
Just doesn't shoot. So now the next thing that I would do then is I would take the line off at the nozzle at the hood and see if it sprays, if it starts pumping water there. If it's not pumping any water, then it still tells you the pump's probably bad. But what I'm worried about is those nozzles are plugged, and they used to plug all the time. That washer solvent builds up a little calcium like water and stuff and plugs those deals. So pull the line off at the hood and then have someone push the button and see if it runs water out of there. And if it does, then you know that nozzle's clogged. If it doesn't run water out of there, then you know the pump's bad.
All right.
So if you need some more help or whatever,
easy fix.
yeah, that's like Nick said, it's a pretty simple system. If you can't figure it out and everything else too, Vincent, just let us know. We'll gladly help you get it diagnosed and figure out what's going on. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. 316-462-3673. Love to hear from you. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, anything in the automobile world. Doesn't matter. You get that great price package valued over $130 for each and every caller, just like Vincent did there. Just calling in for the simple fix, and guess what? It's a $130 package. So anyway, as we were taking that phone call, we were still talking about NASCAR and stuff. So tonight, next Sunday, look, I can't spit it out. Tomorrow's championship day. Oh, of course, it's championship day too for Xfinity. So more drama in Xfinity's deal there with Mr. Ty Gibbs.
Oh man, Ty Gibbs. He's the talk of the town right now, isn't he?
Well, I'm going to tell you, they can crucify me, do whatever they want. What he did in that last lap race at Martinsville last weekend was stupid and uncalled for. Totally, complete.
100% agree.
Complete. I was other words I'd like to say to that kid, right to his face for what he did there, but it's complete stupid. Anyway, got another caller coming here, Nick. So let's get Richard on the line here shortly. So that championship weekend for Xfinity this weekend, and then it's today. God, I can't spit things out right. And tomorrow is the NASCAR deal, so that'll be kind of cool and watch to see who's going to win that championship. And I know Ross Chastain's and who else is Joey Logano.
I'm pulling for Chastain. I really hope that would be the ultimate Cinderella story, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I do. I think some of the stuff he went through earlier this year. Okay, get the phone there. Let's get Richard. You're live with Under the Hood. Go ahead.
Yeah, I heard you speaking about your racing rebuilds at the end of the season, and something strange. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's not strange. A while back, I had a friend who had a motor that had forged pistons in it, and he managed somehow, and we still don't know. And I was wanting to see if you guys know how this would happen. Had forged pistons in it, and it melted a hole right through one of the top of the pistons. Now, what do you have to do bad to have that happen to you?
Well,
would that be a timing issue or something like that?
Yeah. There's several factors that, could cause that, but yeah.
The what happens there is reason you burnt that hole in the piston is the sparks right there, and that's where the heat generated because he had no fuel to burn and burnt that hole. So it could be too much timing, or it could be a lean condition that actually burnt that hole up. From that part, one of the two. That's all that can happen. Even with the forged pistons, you wouldn't think it would happen, but you've got too much timing to where basically the spark ignites the fuel, burns the fuel, but then there's no more fuel to burn. So I guess what it burns the piston from that part. But like I said, if you have the timing advanced too far, it's going to burn the fuel too quick, or if you're not putting enough fuel in it. Next thing is, were you running gas or alcohol?
Gasoline.
Yeah. So my opinion is you probably had too much timing in it. It's what I'd bet. So I don't know how much degree timing. Is it a small block Chevrolet?
Yeah. Actually, it was an older engine, a 327 Chevrolet engine.
Yep. I'm going to bet you had too much timing in it, what you did. Because any of the other holes, I bet if you looked at the other pistons and stuff, they were probably getting hot, probably in the center too, is what I'll bet.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of temperature would it take to melt a hole through the top of your piston? That is.
Well, I'm going to tell you,
humongous.
Yeah, it's hot, but I'm telling you that spark is hot too, as fast as you're running that thing. And I don't know what kind of RPM you were turning or whatever, but the exhaust gas temperature coming out of those heads at a normal time is probably around 1,000 degrees. That's coming out of that exhaust port from that part. And, like in the diesel motors, we kind of monitor that exhaust gas temperature coming out of there. When those guys get above 1,300 degrees, they're melting pistons too. So it's kind of that fine line right there. But I guarantee you probably about 12 to 1,300 degrees on that piston where it made it
easily.
burn.
What cylinder was it? Do you know?
I think it was the number 3 cylinder.
Yes, that makes sense because the center cylinder, the 3 and 5 are typically the leanest, depending on how if you have a standard type intake manifold. A lot of times those cylinders are the leanest, and if you do have an issues, they're the ones that go first.
Yep. But I guarantee
I got another.
Sure, go ahead.
I got another quick question. I think recently in town here we've gotten some people that are pretty good at tuning. Do you have a recommendation on like any business in town that does if you build an engine, you want to have a dyno tuned before you put it in your car and all that stuff? Is there a good place in town that does that?
You there's a couple places that can come to my mind right now. I mean, we use BG products out there. They got a great dyno and stuff. I don't know if they do any tuning or whatever from that part, but we do it. That's where we kind of go with our cars and stuff like that to help them there. And there's a couple other dyno shops here in town. Wichita Dyno is one, and then
Polk Performance is one.
Yeah.
And they all kind of specialize in something different. So
I'd say Wichita Dyno's kind of expert in drag
everything. Yeah.
And Polk, I think, is pretty new in the business and still trying to, that sort of thing. So I guess it kind of depends what kind of motor you have, what you're trying to do with that.
Yeah, I wasn't looking for a chassis dyno. I was looking for an engine dyno. If somebody in town has something like that.
Yeah, both those. Chassis dyno. I think Polk's only got a chassis dyno.
Yeah, Warren's Automotive in Keachai. He's got an engine dyno.
Does he? Okay. So there's another guy there too. Warren's been around a long, long time too.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Hey, thanks for the call, buddy.
5, 6.
Okay, 316-462-3673. Love to hear from you. Sorry, we're kind of short on the show today with our technical difficulties we had. Sorry about that. But
we don't have Josh today, so we're...
Yeah, Josh is having fun at a wedding in Nashville is where Josh is at today from that part. So, and then, that's kind of another exciting thing. We're going to have some new service hours to announce December 1st.
Yep.
So new things there. We're kind of adapting with our employees and helping that sort of thing too. So some new hours coming from that part. Our retail parts counter will have just a little adjustment on the hours from that part. So stay tuned for that. We haven't really announced all that yet either, but it's another change, kind of like we did with our sales staff, running half the sales staff on Saturdays, giving those guys a break. And I'm telling you, we've done it we're coming up right at a little over a month of doing that. And I'm going to tell you that the salespeople I think, were scared to do it at first, but I think they're now kind of been enjoying that Saturday and time with their families and stuff like that too.
Yeah. And, the nature of the business is just kind of changing. And so, we're just kind of changing with the times and staying current. So
exactly. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, Nick, what else we got on our table? What's happening? Anything else new, exciting? Any new products, any new toys, any new stuff over there? We talked about the Traxxas and stuff, but anything else over there in racing?
So we're going to bring in some Redline oil products. We actually had a great meeting yesterday in Topeka with the
so everybody knows what's Redline.
Redline is another brand of performance lubricants. They actually manufacture a lot of the high performance OE. So, for example, the 5W50 Motorcraft that you put in your GT500 is actually manufactured by Redline Oil. They have a lot of power sports lubricants, a lot of automotive oils, a lot of cooling system products, engine assembly products and stuff like that. So we're going to start carrying a line of that for automotive and power sports. And then we've got some other stuff kind of up our sleeve that we're still trying to get sealed up, but we're going to have a few more lines to offer going into the next race season.
Going to be fun and cool, exciting. So check out our webpage anytime, mhford.com, and there's a tab up top there for the racing side, or just go to mhfordracing.com.
That's it.
And check out everything we have on our site, and of course, free shipping over $99. Anything you need there too for that part. Check out our Hoosier tires, all that kind of stuff's on there too. All of our tracks is on the line too.
It's on there. Yeah.
So
get on there and get it.
So anyway, Mr. Furman, Ty Gibbs, you mean the Messiah from what he thinks about himself? Yeah, that's, flipping gears back to that deal there too. That was totally uncalled for him doing that. I mean, he was already in the championship, and it's his teammate. Are you kidding me? And that kid's going to run NASCAR and run Cup next year?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He's going to have a rude awakening.
Just a little bit. He thinks he's the Messiah, as Mr. Furman says, the Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it'd be fun to see who wins the championship today, and then also tomorrow when the NASCAR side. So it's Logano, Chastain.
I know Chastain's in it. I don't know the rest of them.
Isn't that crazy? Oh, that's crazy that we don't know who's in there, Nick. Because it's because Chastain stole so much thunder.
I know
is what he did. So much thunder from doing that deal, and but again, I don't blame him. I think it's the best thing NASCAR could ever happen.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I got to tell the truth here. I don't watch a lot of NASCAR racing on TV. It's I grew up in the in the 90s and the 2000s era of NASCAR, and that was NASCAR to me. And so I watch a lot of old races, on YouTube and stuff. And but until something like exciting happens, like what happened at Martinsville last weekend, now I'm kind of excited about it, and I'm gonna watch tomorrow. But
so it's Elliott, Logano, Chris Bell, and Chastain.
Christopher Bell.
Yeah, remember Bell coming from and actually won the race. He lost a lot of excitement off his deal because Chastain stole the thunder for that, from that part too.
And Christopher Bell from Tulsa, Oklahoma, racing at Port City Raceway in a micro sprint, and now look at him running for a Cup championship. It's pretty cool.
I think it is too. Pretty cool too. So, and then I know our good buddy Justin Allgaier is in the Xfinity side. I'm trying to find that online who the four guys are in Xfinity are going to be. Here, there we go. Whip over. So it must be Noah Gragson, Ty Gibbs, Josh Berry, and Justin Allgaier are the four that are going to run for the championship in Xfinity just today. So we'll see how that works out for those guys from that part.
That should be a pretty exciting race too.
Yeah, I think it will be. So I think it will be. So anyway, just a few minutes left on the show. Any last little comments, anything, Nick, we need to discuss, talk about, or anything?
No, just don't forget Black Friday coming up. It's
going to be fun.
One of the biggest days of the year here. And
I tell you, the 10 cars we got picked are probably the best 10 cars we've ever had too.
Yeah,
even though we're so early and stuff, they're going to be a lot of variety and stuff there. You don't want to miss. And these cars, guys, are good cars. We've got thousands of dollars in them. Let's put it that way. Okay. And it will be the best Black Friday you've ever seen. Just got to be in line by 7 a.m. to get a number, and we'll start drawing. And even after the 10, there's going to be some cool stuff after that. But Black Friday is a place you want to be. Just don't be late, because we've had some people come late and think and get mad because they didn't get a number. But we have to stop at some point.
Yeah,
there's got to be a draw. There's got to be a line in the sand where we draw it, and it's 7 a.m. We draw the line in the sand. Somebody starts at the back of the line. And we start handing out numbers, and away we go from that part. So you don't want to miss that either. So anyway, let's, me and Josh always do. We kind of forget about it. People help us with this show and everything else like that. And it's BG products, Nick, I don't know if you know this, but I believe it was 86. I was cleaning injectors with the 44K. And when you put that down through the injectors, it cleaned, because back then the injectors didn't self-clean like they do today, and all that kind of stuff. And they were new, and it would build a lot of carbonate into that tip. And that 44K was just a great cleaner to push through. But let me tell you, the odor that would come out of the exhaust was crazy.
I can only imagine.
And so I was putting that 44K down there to clean those injectors. And I'm telling you, the cars would run so much better after it was done and stuff. And then BG has just grown into all kinds of products that help your cars run many, many miles. And I've said this before, the owner's manual, people want to do with the owner advantage. And at least I applaud you for doing that. But remember, that's the minimum
The
you need to do.
minimum that they want you to do.
And from that part. And so BG has just got, they got that great research and development crew. We had our Mustang on over there. Those guys over there are fanatic of what they do.
They have an incredible facility. It is second to none.
Yep.
And their development facility, it's crazy.
It's crazy. So anyway, if you want some good products for your fuel system or any lubricants or anything else like that, BG is what we got, a full line of it stuff here in the store. And like I said, I've been using it for years, and it's not snake oil like a lot of people say either. But if you need something, like we're going into winter, you guys need to put some fuel stabilizer in your cars, your parking, and all, even lawnmowers, all that kind of stuff. BG has a product called CF5, and I've been running that in all my stuff even in my generator, my race trailer and stuff. That just a good protectant and everything else like that, and keeps the things from rusting. And whether you like it or not, there's water and fuel. It happens, and there's a lot more water and fuel with the alcohol we're using now today.
Yep. And don't forget about your diesel products from BG. Don't get caught that first hard freeze with gel and fuel and stuff like that. Get in here and get it and be prepared.
Yep. So anyway, and then Big Corner Creative. And, Jesse got that great crew down there. It's a full-fledged advertising company to help you build your websites, advertise your company, Google advertising. If you want to still do some traditional advertising with radio and TV, they can help you with that. They have a full-line production studio down there, and the wrap business is going crazy. And those guys are,
oh man,
we're trying to, Nick, I tell you, we're going to probably build us another building because of how far booked we're out on the wraps and everything else like that. So got a great crew there, and BG, like Jesse's guys say, just Google us.
Just Google them.
Just Google them. So anyway, hey, if you are looking for a rental car going to Grandma's house this year for Christmas, you better get in line soon. I really had to miss out on a couple deals because I didn't get there quick enough for some customers of mine that need some rental vans. So if you need something bigger to get to Grandma's house, Stan's got a great fleet of vehicles over in Go To Rent right inside here at Mel Hambelton Ford. So make sure you get in line early so you don't miss out on needing a rental car to get to Grandma's house.
That's right. I mean, it's great to have a rental car agency right here on site. Let me tell you,
it's crazy that it's already this year. We're in November, and we got.
Where did it go? Like,
dude, I don't know.
I feel like we just had their Ace open house. Like,
I know that seemed like it, doesn't it?
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. So
I don't get it. It's been a wild ride this year. Let me tell you, with the amount of growth we've had and just all the things that we're doing, and but it's been a good time.
Yeah. So anyway, everybody, we're gonna flash out of here to go to work and get some stuff done and have it can happen. And everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to the show. Thanks for the great callers we had coming in, and stay tuned for all the new highlights and things coming from MH Ford Racing coming up, and all that stuff too. So everybody, enjoy your weekend. Be safe. And guess what, Nick? It's getting cold out, and I hate it.
I know. You're going to have to start wearing a coat.
I know. Going to have to start wearing a coat.
Which is like something you don't ever like to do.
I really don't, to be honest with you. So anyway, everybody have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next Saturday, hopefully at 9 o'clock instead of 9:20 with our lovely password resets, right?
I think we're good now.
All right, everybody. Have a good weekend.
See ya.